Imagine a boy appearing out of nowhere, dirty, disoriented, barely able to walk, clutching two strange letters.
He speaks almost no words. He says he's lived in a cell his entire life.
Some whisper he's a feral child. Others insist he's a lost prince, hidden away to change the fate of Europe.
This is the story of Kaspar Hauser, the boy who came from nowhere, lived in mystery, and died with a dagger in his chest. A riddle that has haunted history for nearly 2 centuries.
Welcome back to The Curious Past. I'm Danny.
And I'm Shan. Today we're diving into one of the strangest and most haunting tales of the 19th century. A story filled with conspiracy, royal intrigue, assassination attempts, and a mystery that modern science still hasn't been able to solve.
This is the fascinating and deeply disturbing life of Kaspar Hauser.
On May 26, 1828, in the German city of Nuremberg, a boy appeared out of nowhere. He looked about 16 or 17, walked with an awkward, hesitant gait, and carried 2 letters.
One letter was addressed to a local officer, Captain von Vessigny, and requested that the boy be taken into his care, while the second was allegedly from his mother, providing details about his birth. The letter from the anonymous author stated that the boy had been looked after in secret since 1812, and asked the captain to take him as he was now ready to serve in the Bavarian army or hang him. While the letter from his mother claimed the boy's birth date was April 30th, 1812, and that his father, a soldier, had died.
But here's the first twist. Handwriting analysis later revealed both letters had been written by the same hand, which also matched Kaspar Hauser's own signature. This fact led to speculation that Kaspar Hauser may have written the letters himself.
When questioned, the boy could barely speak, but when he learned more words, he described a nightmare existence. He said he had grown up locked in a small dark cell, fed only bread and water.
An unknown man cared for him but never showed his face. Sometimes, when the water tasted bitter, he would fall asleep, only to wake up with his hair and nails clipped.
Kaspar Hauser had walked into Nuremberg like a ghost from a Gothic tale, and instantly, Europe was obsessed.
At first, Kaspar was placed under the care of the mayor, but soon he was taken in by Friedrich Dormer, a philosopher and school teacher with a taste for the occult.
Dormer began teaching him language, religion, science, and even subjected him to experiments in homeopathy and mesmerism.
But Kaspar's strange new life quickly turned dark. In 1829, Dormer found him bleeding in the cellar, claiming a hooded man had attacked him with a knife. Yet many suspected the wound was self-inflicted, that Kaspar had staged the attack for attention.
And this became a pattern. Kaspar told stories of shadowy men who came to kill him. In 1830, while staying with another family, he was mysteriously shot in the head with a pistol. Accident or another performance?
Whatever the truth, Kaspar had become both a celebrity and a burden. A fragile enigma who brought fascination but also endless suspicion.
Speculation exploded. Was Kaspar a fraud, a mentally ill orphan, or something more?
One of the most famous theories linked him to the noble house of Baden. Some believed he was the missing heir, a baby secretly switched at birth in 1812, while the real prince was spirited away and hidden in captivity. If true, Kaspar wasn't a poor lost boy at all. He was Europe's stolen royalty.
And Kaspar seemed to play into this. He claimed to remember Hungarian words, mentioned a mysterious countess, and caught the attention of an English nobleman, Lord Stanhope, who spent a fortune trying to prove Kaspar's aristocratic roots.
But nothing stuck. Every lead crumbled. Even Stanhope himself eventually admitted he'd been duped.
By 1833, Kaspar was living in Ansbach under yet another guardian. On December 14th, he stumbled home with a stab wound, clutching a mysterious coded note. He insisted a stranger had lured him into the gardens and attacked him.
But investigators concluded the note was written by Kaspar himself and that he had stabbed himself to fabricate another attack.
This time, the wound was real. Kaspar Hauser died 3 days later, at just 21 years old.
His gravestone reads, "Here lies a mysterious man, murdered in a mysterious way."
Even after his death, the legend only grew. Writers, poets, philosophers, and eventually filmmakers turned Kaspar into a symbol of innocence, of deception, of mystery.
And for nearly 200 years, the theory that Kaspar was a lost prince refused to die. But modern science has given us answers.
In the 1990s and 2000s, scientists tested his bloodstains and hair. Results were inconsistent. But in recent years, geneticist Turik King, the same scientist who helped identify King Richard III, used modern sequencing to retest Kaspar's DNA.
The result? Kaspar Hauser had no genetic link to the House of Baden. He was not a lost prince. The royal theory is dead.
And yet, his true identity remains a mystery. He was not who he claimed to be, but nobody knows who he really was.
Kaspar Hauser's life is a puzzle box of contradictions. A boy who seemed to step out of legend, a victim perhaps, but also a manipulator, a fraudster, or a stolen heir, a lonely orphan, or Europe's great enigma.
2 centuries later, the world still debates, was Kaspar Hauser a liar desperate for attention, or the victim of a plot so dark it was buried forever?
What we know is this. Kaspar Hauser's story is the perfect example of how mystery itself can become immortal. Even science couldn't give us a neat ending.
Maybe that's why we're still telling his story today.
Thanks for joining us on this strange journey into the shadows of history. If you enjoyed uncovering this mystery with us, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps more curious minds find our channel.
And if you think history is full of secrets worth digging up, go ahead and subscribe so you never miss the next tale. Trust us, the past has plenty more surprises waiting.
We'd also love to hear your thoughts. Do you think the truth will ever be uncovered? Drop your theories in the comments below.
Until next time, stay curious.